Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python tutorial. So today we are going to learn data types in Python. What is data type? Data type means what type of value we are storing in the variable is called as data type. So in Python, following are the data types. First is int, second string, third is list, fourth is tuples, fifth is dictionary and sixth is set. Now we will learn these data types one by one with an example. So let's start with the first data type, that is int. Okay, so what is int? Int is nothing but integer value. Okay, so we have different types of integer values, that is number, float and complex. Number means a value which do not have decimal point. Float means a value which have decimal points. And last is complex. Complex number means a value which has imaginary number like I or j. Okay, so here below there are some examples. A equals to 12, so this is the type of integer. Next we have b equals to 12.4, this is a float value. And third we have c equals to 12j, this is your complex number. Okay, so we'll see this example practically. So let's move to the practical. Okay, so here I will create a variable which is going to store the integer value. So that is equals to 12. If I want to print the value, I have to just write the name of the variable, or you can use a print statement like print inside the bracket pass the variable name. So this will also give you the same output. Okay, now suppose I want to check the data type of my variable. For that we have an inbuilt method called type. So I will write it as type, and inside the bracket I will pass the name of the variable whose data type I want to check. So I want to check the data type of my variable a. So this will give me the output as int, because we are storing the integer value inside the variable a. Clear with this? Okay. Now next we are going to store the float value. So here I am going to write a equals to 12.5 and execute it. Whenever you are making any changes in the code, you have to re-execute that code. Okay, so now again we are going to check the type of the variable, so it will give me the float. Okay, now next I am going to store complex value, re-execute the code. Now again I am going to check the type of my variable a, and it is giving me complex. Clear with this? So this is how we can check the data type of the variable. Now next data type is string. Now what is string? The string can be defined as the sequence of characters or letters represented in the quotation mark. In Python we can use a single quotes, double quotes or triple quotes to define a string. So let's see the example of the strings. Okay, so here we have created a toString which contains a string value. Okay, now again we will see this with an example, practical example. So let's move to the practical. Fine. So here we are going to create a variable. Suppose I'm creating a variable name and storing the string value. So you can use a single quotes or a double quotes to store the value. Okay, now let's print the value. So this will give me Python. Okay, now see, the string values contains index number. Okay, so if I want to fetch a substring from a string, I can fetch it using the index number. Index number in the string always starts with 0. Okay, for example, now here the Python string value. So for example here, for p the index number will be 0, for y the index number will be 1, for t the index number will be 2, and so on. So if I want to fetch a particular letter from the given string, I have to use the index number. Okay, so suppose I want to fetch y from the particular string value, so I will pass the index number inside the square bracket. So what is the index number for y? Index number is 1, and execute. So this will give me the letter y from this particular string value. Okay, now suppose I want h, So for this I will type index number as, so we have index number 0, 1, 2 and 3. So I will type it as 3 and it will give me h. Suppose I want to fetch the substring from a string, that is thy. So we need to pass the range, okay, that is start index and end index with colon. So my start index will be 1 and my end index will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. My end index will be 4. So this will give me y, t and h. So this will give me y, t and h. Clear with this? Okay, so this was all about string. Again we need, if I want to check the type, so just use type function, pass the variable name. So this is giving me str. Okay, so this was all about the string. Okay, now let's move to the next data type, that is list. Now what is list? A list are similar to arrays in C. However, the list can contain data of different types. Now, as you have learned variable before, what is variable? Variable is a name given to the memory location, and in variable at a time we can store only one value. We cannot store multiple values. Okay, and second thing, in variable we cannot store we cannot store value of different data types, right? So these are some of the advantage or disadvantage of variables. Okay, so to overcome this disadvantage, array is used. So what is array? Array is a collection of data with similar data types. Okay, it means that in array we can store n number of data, but that data should have same data type. For example, if I want to store roll number of 10 students, I can store roll number of 10 students in one single array. Okay, but if I want to store the roll number and name, okay, inside the array, I cannot store it. I have to create the integer array differently. I have to create the string array differently, right? But what is list? List allows you to store the multiple data of different data types. It means that in a single list I can store integer as well as my string values in a single list. Okay, so this is one of the advantage of the list, okay, which overcomes the array. Okay, now whenever you are creating a list, we are using square brackets and the values inside the list are separated by the commas. Clear? Now to fetch or to access the data of the list, we have to use the slice operator. Slice operator is nothing but the square brackets and the colon. Okay, and whatever the elements inside the list we have to fetch it using the index number. Now here you can see the example. We have created here three lists. The first list we have only integer values. In second list we have only float values, whereas in third list we have different values of different data type. That is, your first value is of string, your second value is your float, and your third value is the normal integer. Clear with this? Okay, now one more. Here in the diagram we have created a list which consists of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here I have shown you in a diagrammatic way how the lists are stored. So here this is the index number. So what is the index number for 0? 0. As I said in before also, that index number always starts with 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. In list, index number works in both direction, that is forward direction and backward direction. So if you are fetching the values from the forward direction, then you have to use the positive index number. If you want to fetch the values in the backward direction, you have to use the negative index number, and negative index number always starts with -1. Okay, now let's see how to create a list. Okay, practically. Okay, creating a list. First I will create a list. L1 equals to, for list I told you we have to use square brackets and the element should be separated by the comma. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a list of type integer. Okay, then I'm creating a list which will contains float values. Okay, clear? If you want to print, just print it. Here also L1. So we have printed both the list. Now next list I am going to create which will contain different values of different data types. So first is my integer, second I am storing the string value, and third I am storing the float value. Okay, now let's print this L1. Okay, so this is how we create a list. Today we are going to learn only the basic things. So now let's move to the next data type, that is tuples or tuples you can say. So tuples is similar to the list in many ways. Okay, like list, tuples also contain the collection of items of different data types. Okay, the items of the tuples are also separated by the commas and enclosed in parentheses. A tuples is read-only data structure as we cannot modify the size and the value of the items of a tuple. Now what it means that tuple, and now what is the difference between tuple and list? In list we use a square bracket to create a list, whereas in tuples we use round braces or we can say parentheses to create a tuple. Second thing, lists are mutable whereas tuples are immutable. Now what do we mean mutable? Mutable means we can modify the items or the elements inside the list, whereas in tuples we cannot modify the value or the items of the tuples. So that is called as immutable. So this is the major difference between the list and tuples. The similarity between the list and tuple is that list is also used to store values of different data types and tuples is also used to store the values of different data types. Okay, now let's see the example of how to create a tuples practically. So to create a tuple, first I will create a variable, and to create a tuple we are going to use parentheses and the elements are separated by the commas. Now let's check the type of the tuple. So type T1. What it is giving me? It is giving me tuple. Clear with this? Okay. Now we will create a tuple which contain float values. And then print T1. So it is giving me float values. Clear with this? Similarly, we can store values of different data types, that is T1 equals to, I am creating, first I am inserting the string value, second integer value, and third is my float value. Okay, so we have created here tuple which contain different values of different data type. Okay, got it everyone? Okay, now next we will see the next data type, that is dictionary. Now what is dictionary? Dictionary is an ordered set of key value pairs of items. It is like an associative array or hash table where each key stores a specific value. Key can hold any primitive data type, whereas values is an arbitrary Python object. The items in dictionary are separated by the commas and enclosed in the curly braces. Now we have seen that in list we use square bracket, in tuples we use round bracket, in dictionary what we are using? We are using curly braces. Clear with this? In dictionary we store the value in the form of key and value pair. Okay, Now see here in the example we have created a dictionary D1 equals to, we have used curly braces. Okay, now here we have used key value pair. Now what do you mean by key value pair? So one is key and for that key we have a value Sam. Then 2 is key and then we have a value Krish. Then 3 is key and then we have value a Rita. Clear with this? Okay, so here in dictionary we are storing the value using key value pair. Okay, second thing, whatever the key we are using, that key should be unique. You cannot use duplicate key to store the values. Now let's see the example for this. Okay, now we are going to create a dictionary. So I will take D1 equals to, use curly braces. So now I am going to store the roll number and name of the students. So roll number I am going to use as a key and name will be the value of that particular key. Okay, so first roll number 1 colon and value is Sam. Okay, now I want second roll number, that is 2 and the value for 2 is Ram. Okay, then third roll number and value is Sita. Okay, execute it, print the dictionary. So this is giving the dictionary. Now let's check the type. So type is dictionary. Clear with this? Okay, now suppose I want to fetch now in list and tuples, to fetch the elements from the list and tuples we are using index number, right? But in dictionary, to fetch the values, what we are going to use? We are going to use the key of that value. For example, I want to fetch Sam, then I am going to use the key as 1. So it is giving me Sam. Okay, I want to fetch Ram, it is giving me Ram. I want to fetch the value Sita, then it is giving me Sita. Clear with this? So using this key value we are fetching the values of that particular key. Got it? Okay, so this is how we use dictionary to store the elements. Okay, now next data type is set. Now what is set? A set is defined as the unordered collection of various items enclosed within the curly braces. So whatever the items we stored in the set are unordered. Okay, the elements of this set cannot be duplicate and must be immutable. What it means? Whatever the elements in the set we have, that should not be duplicate, that should be completely unique. There is no index attached to the element of this set. It means that we cannot access the values of this set using index number as we used in list and tuples. Okay, so how we are going to access the elements in this set? We can access the element in this set by using the loop statements or by printing them all together. Clear with this? The set can be created by enclosing the comma separated by the separated items with curly braces or by using the set method. So we can also use set method to create a set, or else we can use the curly braces to create a set of the elements. Now let's see the example. So here we have created a set for days, and for set we are using curly braces and the elements are separated by the commas. So let's see this with practical example. So here I'm going to create a set called day. Okay, and the values I'm going to store is Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so I have created the set. Let's check the type of the set, whether the type is set or not. Type and day. So it is giving me the data type as set. Okay. Now as I said, set do not have index number. It means we cannot fetch the value using index number. Okay. So if I want to fetch these values, so what I need to do is I have to use a for loop. Okay. For loop or while loop. Okay. So we have to use the looping statements to fetch the set values, or else we can directly print the set. Okay. So like this I can print day, just type day, and it will print all the values inside that set. Clear with this? So have you understood all the data types of the Python? Okay, so that's it for the today. In the next lecture we are going to learn the types of operators in Python. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much.
Don't forget to subscribe and press bell icon for new updated videos.
Like and share videos with your friends.